Hey everybody, this is Ty Terrell with iFast University, and I just want to share with you a conversation I had with another one of our coaches here at iFast, Jason, about arm care and baseball and weighted ball programs. And we're starting to get into like the heart of baseball season here. It's May going into June. All-Star break's coming up. It's time to start thinking about, at least for me, what my off-season program is going to look like with my players that are going to be coming in. And just little things like examining, like how can I get them from A to B better? Can we make them stronger? What issues do they come up with or have to face this year during their season? And how can we, give them strategies to deal with those? So, with that said, I want to specifically talk about weighted ball programs for throwing. Kind of a hot topic. There's a lot of people on this side of the fence and then that side of the fence, and regardless of where you stand, I just kind of want to say right off the bat that varying load to get a different response, training response, isn't new. That's been happening in the weight room for a long time. It's been happening with track and field throwers for a long time. So whether you use a lighter ball for overspeed, heavier ball for underspeed, kind of strength work, regardless, that's been around for a long time. So I don't think it's necessarily new. But the question in my mind is, when do you implement weighted ball throwings or a weighted ball throwing program? And to me, it's no different than anything else. There should be a GPP phase in training. So what I mean by that is there should be like a general physical prep, a foundation built in, before you start using weighted balls. So, are your mechanics good enough? Are you strong enough? Are all these things? And one of my markers is, another big thing is spin rate. But one of my markers is if you can throw, 150 to 200 feet on flat ground without changing your mechanics, you probably have a good enough arm to have what they call a lot of spin rate. So basically, because if you don't know what the spin is, when you throw a ball, the spin of the ball creates a lift force, and that keeps the ball from dying down. It's just physics. And if you have enough spin on the ball to throw 200 feet without the ball dropping to the ground, then you probably have enough spin on the ball to pitch at a high level there. So that kind of couples into mechanics. Is your arm built up? Have you exhausted all other options? It's like in the weight room, have you exhausted your force training or your strength training block? When you stop getting positive results from that or positive gains and you've reached a point of diminishing returns, then you move on to the next quality you got to train. So that's like periodizing, training there. So if you have exhausted all your other, pieces of your foundation, and you're no longer getting the results that you would normally get, or that you've reached a point of diminishing return, then I would suggest implementing a weighted ball program. Because if you do that before all your mechanics and your foundational pieces are kind of addressed, you're basically just adding training or adaptation onto a really crappy foundation, and that's just going to lower your ceiling. It may give you an immediate bump, but in the long term, it's going to lower your ceiling. You're going to run into problems, and now you're going to have to, 2 years from now, you're going to have to work backwards, address these mechanics, and which is going to be even harder to do because now you're even more patterned, and you're going to address those mechanics and move forward. So, in my humble opinion, exhaust all other training options or pieces of your foundation before implementing a weighted ball program. That will ensure that, or give you the best chance possible of reducing the risk of injury from those weighted ball programs, but also from performance side, it'll allow you to take advantage or maximize what the weighted ball program can do for you. So with that said, this is Ty Terrell from iFast University. If you're seeing this and you want to kind of toss out some questions or thoughts, whatever, iFast University has, if you're a member, has a Facebook page. If you're not a member, check it out. Too, you can leave. You might be able to leave some comments on this, or just hit us up on the iFast Facebook page if you're not a member of iFast U. So with that said, I'll see you guys next time.